up? Welcome back. So today's video is actually going to be a full face current drugstore foundation, powder, everything routine. I don't show you guys how I put on my mascara or the lip products I'm wearing just because I wanted this to just be the whole face. So I actually show you guys how I apply my drugstore primer, foundation, concealer, how I set everything, how I contour from the drugstore, how I highlight from the drugstore, how I put on blush from the drugstore. All that good stuff is in this video. I've never done a video like this, so of course I was super excited to film this video. My channel, like always, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Leave me comments down below on your favorite drugstore products, and I really hope you guys like this video. I haven't done a brow tutorial since I actually started my channel, so I'm just gonna talk you guys through this. I always comb through my brows, and then no matter what time of day it is that I do my brows, I always underline with the NYX Wonder Pencil. So I just underline my brows like this. Favorite brow pencil from the drugstore I actually just ran out of, so I can't use it. But my second favorite is these Maybelline Define-A-Brow. This does come with an end thing, but I tore it off because I hate it. So I always like to start at the tail of my brow. So I just like to do the bottom first. Fill in your brows however you like. If you like using more higher end products, definitely do that. I actually stopped using higher end brow products because, to be honest, I felt like it did the same exact thing. And since I do fill in my brows every single day, $21 on a brow wiz every couple weeks, to me was just freaking ridiculous. So fill in your brows however you like. Do this. I only use the spoolie on this brow wiz because it's the best spoolie of life, I think. And I just like to go through, comb out everything that I did. You're probably thinking, damn, that looks ratchet, but I promise it's gonna turn out really good. So I'm actually just going to go in and do this side, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually just filled in both my brows. I know this one, it looks a little higher, but I promise you guys, it's all going to work out. The next step in my brow process is I take this NYX Eyebrow Gel, applying this with a angled brush. Any angled brush will do. This is the Tarte angled brush. Now what I like to do is I like to take this and I like to just go over what I just did. This is going to just help define a little bit and just make it look a little more even and just a little more defined. It's also really going to help the brows set in place a little bit longer throughout the day. Under pencil again, I like to go back in and even help define it a little more. Clean up the edges where I might have drawn over a little too much. Drag it down like so. Bring it around my arch. Okay, so like I was saying, once your brows are done with that step, I like to just take a concealer brush and I just like to clean it up a little bit. Just make it look a little bit more defined and pretty. So the next step in my foundation or face routine from the drugstore is primer. I love going in with NYX Angel Veil. I like using this whether it's a drugstore day or not a drugstore day. This primer is amazing. I just like to take it on the back of my hand about that much, rub it in with your fingers, and then just apply it wherever you think you need it. Actually wasn't going to use this for this video, but I just grabbed it. This is the Maybelline Baby Skin. Apply it where you have larger pores if you have any, and then I just like to blend this all in. Next step is I take a illuminating primer. You can skip this step if you want. I know it's summer and everyone wants dewy radiant skin. This is honestly probably too much, but that's okay. You need the littlest amount of this stuff. It's insane. And I just like to apply this to the higher points of my face and a little on my chin, because this is, like I said, is an illuminating primer. So if you're dry skin, you're gonna wanna apply this everywhere because it's really gonna give you a nice glow. But if you have oily skin or oily combo skin, be very careful with this stuff because you're gonna look like a greasy mess. For the foundation part in my drugstore face routine, I'm going to be using this one. I've never talked about this on my channel and I wore it a couple times already and I love this stuff. I am oily skinned. You guys know that. I am so oily, it's insane. But I love this Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Fit Me foundation. I know it's for dry skin people, but I love it. I love the finish of it. I love how it looks on the skin. It's just, it's an amazing foundation. I love the matte and poreless, but I think I like this one a little bit more. I also love the L'Oreal ones, but this one has just been doing them. This is a really good foundation. I love it, love it, love it. Doesn't come with a pump, but that's okay. If you're oily skin like your sister right here, and you don't feel comfortable using a dewy foundation, then don't. Just use what you feel comfortable using, because I don't want you guys to try this if you're oily skin and then be like, well, you said it'd work. I'm not saying it's going to work for you. It works for me, and I like the dewy look. I mean, if you are oily and you like to look matte, then I would not recommend this, because like you guys will actually see on camera, this looks super dewy on me, and you can definitely tell that it's a more dewy foundation. Next, I like to blend it out. I'm gonna be using a beauty blender because you guys know that's how I love to blend out the foundation on me. I'm in the shade 115 Ivory. I forgot to say that, but I'm in the shade 115 Ivory. Like a lot of you guys know, I'm a waitress, and I wore this to work, and it worked out so amazing. I was so scared that halfway through my shift I would look so oily, and it was insane. I didn't love the way that this wore throughout my shift at work. It was just amazing. Probably my favorite foundation at the drugstore. What? Yeah, this is probably my favorite drugstore foundation. Okay, so I just finished the foundation. This is what it looks like. It's so pretty, you guys. I love this. I'm sure you can tell it's very luminous. Looks like your skin. It's an absolutely beautiful foundation. L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Concealer. I first heard Amanda talk about this, Amanda Ensing, a while ago, and I really, really like this. And so what I like to do is I'm actually gonna be taking the Rimmel Match Perfection one. I really like this too first. And I'm in the shade 125 Fair. This is a 2-in-1 concealer. I just hate the applicator. So what I like to do is I like to go in where maybe the Maybelline one didn't give me enough coverage that I wanted. This is an optional step, and I'm also going to be covering redness with this. I don't have to do this part, but if you want to, try it out. Try it out. I've been loving it. So I put some here, and I'm just going to blend it where I put it. Part's done. I'm going in with the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur up on my fingers, and then I just like to go like this. Pat it. So pat, pat, pat. Same thing on the other eye. Okay, so once the concealer is like this, I've been loving doing this lately. It's amazing. I'm taking the L'Oreal Magic Lumi highlighting pen. What I like to do is this is just gonna help give that brightening under eye effect that everyone obviously wants. So I'm just gonna do that. Do it to this side. If you guys think this is too much, then definitely don't do this. Do what you feel comfortable with. Like I was saying, once it's like this, just blend it all out. I'm using a beauty blender, but you can just use whatever you feel more comfortable using. Pressing your concealer is the most important thing. I know it's important with foundation too, but with concealer, I think it's even more important. Just blend all this goodness. So once all your concealer and foundation is blended, this is what your face should look like. It's super duper pretty. I love the way this looks together. These combos just work amazing. And then to set my concealer, I'm using the NYX HD Banana shade. Oh my god, this stuff is really good. It's $10, really affordable. And what I like to do is just go back and make sure all of my creasing is gone, if any happen. I'm taking the e.l.f. blush brush, and I am just packing this with product. Make sure you always look up during this process, because ain't no one got time for creasy eyes. I like to take it down where else I may have put my concealer. So to set the face, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless setting spray. This isn't the same one, the Dewy and Smooth, that I use for foundation. This is the Matte and Poreless setting one. What I like to do is I like to take a beauty blender, same one, and I just like to get all up in there. And it's like packed, and then I like to just do this, put this all over my skin. Powder with a beauty blender is like, it's freaking life-changing, you guys. I've always used brushes to do powder foundation on my skin. It's beauty blenders and powders, like, it's freaking life-changing. So try it out because you won't be disappointed. And then I like to take my It Cosmetics, this is just a powder brush, and I just like to blend it all in, make sure I look blended in, fresh to death. It's just so pretty. I love the way these just go together and look so flawless. Yes. So the next step is I like to just go in with a nice mist and set all this goodness so it doesn't slip and slide. And I'm taking the L'Oreal Pro Spray and Set Infallible. I mentioned this in my favorites video. If you haven't watched it, it'll be linked down below. So just go in and spray. Whew, smells so good. This is what the finished face looks like. This NYX Sunny Bronzer. I really like this from the drugstore. I think it's a really good bronzer. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I'm just going to be taking this Kabuki brush. And I like to just do this. Just bronze up the skin. I'm also going to be showing you guys how I contour using drugstore products. But I'm going to start with bronzing first. Like so. I'm going to be taking this WetNWild Color Icon Contour Palette like this. And this is in the shade Caramel Toffee. I'm actually going to be using the contour side, which is this side, on my Ita brush. I am like such a contour person. Like, I know this whole strobing thing is like taking over the world, but I'm like a contour whore. So I feel like there is not a day that goes by when I do my makeup that I don't contour my face. So I actually haven't tried the strobing yet, and I don't know if I'm going to be honest, because contouring is just my thing. Like, yeah, nose. I have a big one, so I don't want people thinking I'm Big Bird over here. Taking this one right here, this peach one, it's matte, super pretty, tiny bit, maybe a little more of it. And I just like to apply it like that. In the color, oh Lord, Rose Champagne Glow. I'm also taking this one, and this one is in Hollywood Boulevard. I like mixing them. This one kind of looks like barf, but I promise it doesn't look like it once it's on you. So I'm going to be mixing these two together, and I'm just applying them to, like, yes, boo, yes, it's so pretty. Applying these to the high points of my face. Up here, wherever the sun would hit your gorgeous face. Blend it some more. So this is what my current drugstore face is. Like I said, all these products were drugstore. I really do love all these products. I would recommend these products to anybody that asks me if I'm on a budget, what should I buy at the drugstore that I can do a full face of makeup with. These hands down are the products I would recommend. Products that for me to actually find products I can do a whole face with, it is seriously mind-blowing. It's amazing. It feels so good sometimes to just use drugstore products, be affordable, use what you have. I've had a lot of these products, and I don't know, I just really like them. Like I said, I think that the hardest thing about finding makeup at a drugstore is the foundation part. The foundation part for me was the hardest. I could not find a foundation that, one, matched my skin tone, that, two, looked good, three, gave me enough coverage, and four, that lasted throughout the day. And I feel like the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth foundation really helped with that. I know, like I told you guys, I am oily, and that foundation works for me. If you're oily and it doesn't work for you, then try the Matte and Poreless. I love that one. I just like the Dewy one and Smooth a little bit better. If you guys like this video, I know that all I showed you was my face, but that was the point. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe before you take off. Give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure to leave comments down below on what your favorite drugstore makeup is. And I think that's all I have to say. If you're not already, all my social media links will also be linked down below. So that's everything. I love you guys. Bye.